Hi guys, my name's James Anthony Baldwin and I have absolutely 0 knots left in my back because yesterday I got a massage. That's it. That's the vlog. The end. That's all I wanted to share. Bye-bye. Just kidding. No, today I wanted to talk to you guys about the sports therapy clinic based at Staffordshire University. With recently starting and also trying to survive the gym, future vlog coming soon, I figured it'd be best to check out the sports therapy clinic just to kind of see what kind of stuff they get up to over there. So with that in mind, I set up to the sports clinic in my little shorts, which it was far too cold for, and before I knew it, I was at the science building. It was really easy to find. I just went to the receptionists that are right at the front door and just asked them to kind of direct me where to go. But if you're not blind like me, there are actually posters all over the place just to let you know exactly where you need to go. So, yeah. So eventually when I arrived, I was greeted by Sam, the clinical supervisor, who he just kind of greeted me, he booked me in, and then he got me seated in no time. Sam was even kind enough to set me up with a masseuse, also called James. I think it was really nice that he put that extra bit of thought in. That might have been a coincidence. I think that was probably a coincidence. Yep, moving on. James was a really nice guy, and I managed to grab him for a conversation just before we started.
So what kind of stuff do you do in the massages?
It'll be effleurage, petrissage, depending on what the client wants. Sometimes it's pre-event, so you want to kind of warm up the tissues, warm them up. Others it's just kind of, working out knots, things like that. Depends on what the client needs, really.
Oh yeah, they had ABBA on the radio as well. I was proper loving that.
Increases blood flow. Some find it quite relaxing. If you've had a particularly difficult training session, maybe in the gym or whatever sport you play, it can sometimes be quite useful to get a massage afterwards and just kind of work out any tension you've got in your body.
And then we started with the massage, and I'll be honest, I'll apologise now, it was a very unflattering angle.
For someone who's got an actual injury, how does it actually improve them, or does it improve them?
So you come to us, you say, my lower back's sore, we say, okay, get the details of it, so does it hurt in the morning, in the evening, any patterns to your pain, what are you doing when you get the pain, things like this. And then we'll kind of look at you objectively, so look at your posture, look at how you stand, anything kind of slanting in the way it shouldn't, any kind of curves when it should be straight, any straight areas where it should be curves, things like that. Try and figure out the problem, identify it, then put together a plan that will rectify it. So obviously the body's full of muscles, full of bones. All the bones in your body are acting on by muscles, so by strengthening and stretching muscles you can move bones into where they should be. That's the basis of it. Obviously there are lots of injuries that are more complex than that. That's the kind of basics.
Does it vary depending on what injury someone has, or is it just general kind of injury?
So you're just paying for our time, so it's the same across the board. The only difference is if you're part of certain groups, certain sports groups that are affiliated with staff, you can get discounts.
Oh, right, makes sense.
If you come in with a sore shoulder, sore arm, wrist, back, it's all going to cost the same.
So the massage was great. It really did ease me up, and the next day I was feeling really good about myself. I think as someone who has never really had a professional massage before, I was expecting it to be a bit painful throughout, or at least afterwards. But no, it was really comfortable throughout, and like I say, I felt even better afterwards. But I couldn't help but think, if I did injure myself, what kind of stuff would I be having to do at the clinic? So, but luckily there were 3 other people there. One guy named Peter Johnson, who had been there before, was happy to have a chat with me, which was great.
It normally comes like
it does look a bit more bulky
that side, that's what I was sort of getting the...
And that's what I can see anyway. I'm just going to palpate around it.
The main pain was sort of down here somehow.
So it kind of runs from there to
there down, yeah, when it does go.
Okay.
Yeah, then inside, but not as much inside as it is down there.
So it settles down, it's okay, and then it flares up again when you do a bit more.
Yeah.
When it's cold and you're not really doing a lot, it'll
Same
ache.
thing.
The body's not actually healing itself because it's not having that time to do it.
Yeah.
And it's never been returned to that strength again.
Right.
Okay, so we've just basically gone over some lengthening exercises for mainly the sartorius muscle, because his left sartorius muscle is quite short and weak. So we're just lengthening that out before we move on to the strengthening exercises.
Okay. How did you find it, Peter?
Fantastic. And the explanation as well, so I now know where to work, not down the top, I can go down to the bottom of the adductor, not the top off, so it's quite informative as well.
Pete was really nice, and it was really interesting to see it from his point of view as someone who takes sport a lot more professionally than me. You see, Peter runs this local Olympic-style taekwondo club in Stoke, and he's come in before with the same injury, so it was really useful being able to have a chat with him. And it really kind of made me feel comfortable if I did want to come, knowing that professionals like him and professionals that he knows have also been there. So that was really great. But with all that said and done, I said goodbye to everyone and I went on my way feeling pretty rejuvenated. It was really nice that all the staff were really easy to talk to. Like, no one made me feel dumb for not really knowing anything about the process of what was going to go on. They seemed actually excited to talk about it. Like, they really got a kick out of it. This was something they enjoyed. Honestly, I didn't even think of them as students, because they were just being very professional, and I could tell that they cared about people like Peter, who were coming there a lot, and he did need advice on these things. But in the end, I'm a happy not free boy, and I'm feeling pretty good about myself. If you want to book a session, then you can get in touch over the phone number or their email, which should be on screen. But you can also just drop them any questions on their social media as well, or via those same methods. It's cheap enough already, with like the massages only being about £10. But if that doesn't convince you, then you can get an additional 25% off if you get an extra 25% off if you're a member of City Stoke Council, Healthworks, members of City Stoke Athletes or Newcastle Athletics, Kilnworks, or Leek Tennis Club. So there's options. So with that in mind, look after yourself, keep active, keep watching my vlogs, and yeah, until the next one.